Hey guys, it's Miss Ward. So I'm going to show you a really simple way to do a 3D city. I would call this a cheater's version of a 3D city because this is not really the way you would learn it if you were taking like a drawing class in middle or high school or even college, where you use vanishing points and a horizon line and all that good stuff. We are going to do a really simplified way, but it still looks almost identical. The only other thing is we're not using a straight edge. Even if you have one, if you have a ruler, got something you can use as a straight edge, we're not going to. We're just gonna freehand this, and I want you to go kind of slow, do your best. If you mess up, we'll just keep drawing and think of a way to maybe camouflage your mistakes. But the key is to go slow. That way you can kind of control what you're doing since we are using a Sharpie. So first thing I need for you, and your paper should be landscape style, which is wide, okay, for this particular drawing. So what I need for you to do is to find the center of your paper. I'm just going to put my finger on it. Find the center of your paper, come down close to the bottom, but not at the very bottom. So we found the center, we came down a little bit, and I am going to put just a little dot right there just so you can kind of see. So we found the center and we came down just a little bit. Now we're going to do a very large letter V, and this is going to be an intersecting road basically, okay? So it looks like we're going to have a city that's got like a corner building, and then you have rows of buildings going up the street and then rows of buildings going up the other street. So you'll see what all of that looks like in just a second. So from your dot, you are very carefully going to draw a slightly diagonal line that comes and ends not halfway up, but let's say about right here. I'm going to make another little dot just so you can see. So halfway is about right here, so it's a little less than halfway. I'm going to go ahead and kind of make the same mark on the other side just so I know where I'm going with these lines. So I've got 3 dots. These two are in about the same place on the edge, and then this one down here, which was in the center but low, okay? So as straight as you can, you are going to draw a line from dot to dot. And I'm going to have to turn my paper because I just draw better at this angle. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw a line from this dot to this dot. If you kind of get off the dot a little bit, that's okay. Okay, so see how it looks like a letter V, a very large letter V. Okay, as soon as you're done with that, I want you on the edge again to come down just a little bit. I'm going to make another dot. Okay, so this is kind of narrow. This is about 1 finger width for me. Okay, so about 1 finger width. Make another little dot. Okay, and now we are going to come to the bottom of the paper this time. So it's not going to be like another letter V. We're going to make it look like our road is widening as it gets closer to us. So if I find the middle, which means I just go right under, I'm going to go over to the right and make a dot, and over to the left and make a dot, so you can kind of see where that is. So it's kind of almost like it would be like a triangle if I connected those, but we're not connecting them, so don't do that, okay? So you are going to connect this dot to this dot. Okay, and then again, I have to rotate my paper. This dot to this dot. Okay, so here are our roads that intersect, so they kind of run into each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back and put a line, and I'm getting narrower as I get out here. I'm going to do the same thing down here. Okay, and this will be our sidewalk. Do the same thing here. It's wide at the intersection and then it narrows as it goes away from us. And if you do like me and get a little wonky, that's okay. This is hand drawn, it's not a big deal. Okay, and then our road can have the dashes in the middle if you want to. Okay. The next thing is to do our corner building. So what I need for you to do is from the very inner point of this V right here where my finger is, I want you to draw a vertical line. Don't go like way, like really tall. You know, it can be on the short side, medium. Don't go all the way to the top of your paper. We do want a little bit of sky showing, okay? So you are going to draw a vertical line right at the middle of that V, okay? So this is the beginning of our cheaters version of a 3D city. Okay, the coolest thing about this whole project is you're basically drawing arrows. So from the top of this, draw 2 lines like an arrow, and then 2 more vertical lines. Vertical, remember, is up and down, so you just go straight down, touch the road and stop. Straight down and stop. Do you see how easy that is? Super, super easy. Okay, so that's our corner building. So now we're going to draw buildings over here. We're going to draw buildings over here. Okay, so you have some choices about how to do this. You can either draw arrows that come straight down to your road. Just draw your arrow, okay? Once you do that and you draw the verticals, if you ever touch another building, stop drawing. So I touched another building, so I stopped. This one, there's nothing right here, so I'm just going to go all the way down. Okay, so you can draw arrows from the sidewalk, or you can also draw arrows from the tops of your building. So once you get a building completed, let's say I wanted one right here. Okay, got an arrow. I'm going to come vertical. And now remember, when it touches a building, stop drawing. And it looks like this building is slightly in front of that building, so like it's kind of offset, okay? So again, you can draw them from the sidewalk or from the top of the building, okay? But remember, whenever they touch a building, you stop drawing, okay? So whenever you touch a building, stop drawing. So you continue with your arrows, making your vertical lines, and some can be really short. They don't have to be very tall, but remember, when they touch another building, you stop drawing, or if they're not going to touch, you just keep on. One's going to go out of the picture. Isn't that cool? I could even do another one right here. So it looks like it's really back behind my corner building. So you can add, you know, as many as you want. If there are gaps like this, there's a gap right here. Gaps are good places to add more. Okay, I think that's enough. Like I could put another one right here, but I'm gonna stop. The sky, if you want to add stuff in the sky, that's fine. I do need to show you about windows though, okay? So can you stop for a moment, watch me, just go ahead and put the lid on your marker, watch me for a moment because I do need to talk to you about windows because it's really important for you to get the angle of the windows correct. So in order to make your windows look like they fit on these buildings, you have to copy the angle of the roof. So for example, this building right here, and I'm going to darken this like a whole bunch. Don't do this for yours, but I'm doing this just because I want you to be able to see what I'm talking about. Okay, so do you see the angle of this really bold line right here? All of my windows on that side of the building have to be at this same angle, okay? So all of my windows are going to need to be going at that angle, all right? If they're not going at that angle, my building is not going to look 3D, okay? So same thing on the other side. So if I'm working on this side of the building, they need to be at this same angle as this side, okay? And you can do this however you want. If you just want to do like lines, if you want to do designs, that's totally up to you. But like you could do lines and then you can connect them and then that becomes like a very large window. So it's however you want to do it, but getting the angle correct is what's going to make this remain looking 3D. If you do them flat like this, like they're at the wrong angle and they're not matching the roof, it doesn't look quite right. So you need to make sure that they are parallel, that they're matching whatever angle is on the roof of the side that you're working on. Okay, so like this tall one back here matches this angle right here. So all of them match that same angle. And this side right here, they all match that angle. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I would like for you to sign your name at the bottom. I'd like for you to put something in the sky, and then feel free to add, you know, whatever other details that you would like to add. I can't wait to see your cities.